other direction from the icebergs coming down to our spot, and we didn't know if there was another gun person coming from another direction. And then eventually things quietened down. There was a lot of gun smoke, but we knew, I guess, we could start to come out and then go from there. And, you know, then we started to realise what had actually happened. So, yeah, it was just really sad.
And Catherine, your tears and your emotion just capture how monumental this event is, how deeply upsetting and catastrophic it is for people from this community who would never expect something like this to happen. Can you think about what you were feeling in those moments, or were you just racing to survive and to get away or to help others?
I think, you know, I think we all weren't really, we just were all terrified and trying to think of a place to hide. And my son and like his dad and were just trying to just telling me to stay calm, and they were trying to figure out what was happening. And then I called my old boyfriend, and he was trying to figure out what was happening. And I think it was handy to have a phone, because then the people I called were just saying, just don't move, just stay. And I was like, okay, stay, I'm gonna stay. But I guess I thought about those poor people in Bondi Junction that died or that were running in fear, and people around the world who live with this every day. And I don't know, Bondi is just such a special place to me. I always walk on the water if I feel good, if I don't feel good, and I take millions of boring photos all the time of Bondi and the sun setting, and it was the most perfect day. And then this happened. It was just awful. It was awful. And then realizing there's children are hurt. Like, fuck, it's just awful.
And Catherine, it's obviously difficult to keep track of time in a situation like this, but have you got any idea about how long it felt like it went on for?
I felt like there was 10 minutes of shooting.
Yeah, that's what everyone seems to be saying.
Yeah, like, and then it was really good when you finally started to hear police cars, but even when you heard police sirens, it felt like there was still a lot of shooting going on. And it was just so good when it finally stopped, because, yeah, I know we're so lucky, the people that I was with, that we weren't right in that spot, but we just didn't know. And I guess we didn't know what was happening. Yeah. So when it finally got quiet, but there was the smell of the gunpowder, I guess. It was so much, you know. So it's so sad for that community. It's such a special place, and I just feel really, like, I feel like I won't want to go there anymore.
Yeah, it's obviously going to have a massive impact on the friends and relatives of the people who died, but so many other people as well.
Yeah, and I feel for all the people celebrating Hanukkah. It's just awful. Anyway.
Okay, Catherine Merchant, thanks for talking to us, and stay safe.
Okay.
So we're waiting for this key media conference. There's been this horrific event in Bondi this afternoon. From one of the witnesses earlier, they thought it began probably about 6:40. This is the pictures that we've seen. This is the bridge just north of, and it's so distressing to hear those gunshots. The bridge just north of the Bondi Pavilion that goes over the car park area towards the beach. This is the moment that man, we don't know if he's a plainclothes police officer or a civilian, wrenches the gun off one of the gunmen who was firing into a crowd of people celebrating Hanukkah. Then you see another boy, it looks like it could just be a boy, run up to this gunman and throw a stone at him, or throw something at him. And this is happening while the other gunman is still up on the bridge, and we see shots of him then firing at the other people. So yeah, and as we've heard from the witnesses, this just went on for such an interminably long period of time, for 10 minutes, that they were apparently, that's what the witnesses say, were firing into this crowd of people celebrating Hanukkah. Police, and we've heard since, 10 people dead, including one of the gunmen, and 12 people injured, including 2 police officers. There were concerns that there was an explosive device, a possibility of an explosive device. Police have since said that they've come across something that is a suspected device that they're checking out at the moment. We haven't had a key media conference. We're expecting that to begin at any moment, with the New South Wales Premier and also the Police Commissioner. But this emergency was unfolding not only at Bondi this afternoon, but throughout the streets of Sydney, with sirens going, ambulances ferrying people to hospitals, and just a horrible situation, and something that will scar Sydney for a very, very long time.
I think what's become apparent too, Joe, is just how international this community is. We've heard from witnesses from all over the world, people who'd only been in Australia for a matter of days, people from Brazil, the UK, America, other parts of Europe, and they were caught up in this event. We've heard from people who've just arrived from Europe for what they were hoping was the holiday of a lifetime, and they described sheltering behind cars, having no idea what was happening, being caught up in the frenzy. Heard from some other people who were at the scene who say people were running away but they didn't speak English. Some of those international tourists saying that they never expected something like this to happen on their Australia trip, that they thought Australia was an inherently safe place, and really shocked about what they've experienced and what they've lived through. We have a number of reporters who have been at Bondi Beach since reports of this first broke out. They've described watching that scene change. Reporters were arriving as people were still running away, as police was still establishing a scene there. And very quickly, they said, emergency service have really pushed a lot of the public away from the scene. But we have heard that there are family members, people who are very concerned, who came down to the beach trying to look for loved ones, looking for answers. So just an extremely upsetting, distressing, scary time for anyone from that Bondi community, especially for anyone who may have lost someone in this event. But Bondi Beach is such a loved place in Australia. It holds such a place in the hearts of Sydney-siders, of many people around Australia, and from many people around the world who wanted to come and see this national icon, the beautiful Bondi Beach, and instead who have experienced this devastating tragedy.
And we've also got reporter Casey Briggs with us, who's been monitoring international comment on this and comment from other officials. Casey, can you take us through some of them?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen comments online comparing this to the Bataclan attack in France as the sort of, marker of how significant an event, an iconic location in Sydney that is internationally renowned, as Bella, you said. Tourists flock there, and so it has been noticed, and we've seen world leaders all around the world. We've had Christopher Luxon, the Prime Minister of New Zealand, calling Australia and New Zealand family. He says he's shocked by the distressing scenes at Bondi, a place that Kiwis visit every day. We've seen comments of support and well wishes from the UK, from Keir Starmer and the opposition leader Kemi Badenoch. We've seen quite a bit of commentary out of the Israeli government as well, given this is an event that has taken place at or alongside a Hanukkah event, the first night of Hanukkah, the lighting of the candles happening at Bondi Beach. Lots of people there. And again, without speculating on the motives of anyone involved, we're waiting on information to be verified on that front. That has not stopped a lot of people obviously commenting on how hurt the Jewish community are. And we've seen even comments from some Israeli government officials sort of starting to sheet blame at the Australian government for, you know, in some way enabling these sorts of events. Now, let's wait to see exactly what gets verified, but certainly a lot of very strong feelings around the world about what's happening tonight.
Thanks, Casey. And the ABC has spoken to a man at the scene who was shot at by one of the gunmen. He's recounted the moment of that attack.
It's my first time I look this in my life. I am in Australia since 2 days. It's my first time. I say and my friend go in the beach. I say one friend, what is the best beach? He say me Bondi Beach. For me there is security. I go in Bondi Beach.